Hello guys, we are discussing about supernode analysis. So by using supernode analysis, we can find node voltages, right? So in my previous video, I already explained what is the procedure for finding node voltages using supernode analysis. And at the same time, if I give any circuit, we need to identify which analysis is more appropriate, either nodal analysis or supernode analysis. That also I already explained in my previous videos. Now for this for this problem, we need to determine the node voltages, and this is our first task, and we need to find that power delivered by 5 ampere current source. See, for any given circuit, what is our step one? Step one, we need to identify that how many nodes we have. For example, they already given, but we can also find easily, right? For this current source, 3 ohm and 10 volt voltage source are connected here. Therefore, this is our node 1. Now here note 2, this 10 volt, 1 ohm and 5 ampere current source and 5 ohm resistor is connected here, and therefore this is our node V2. Now here 3 ohm, 1 ohm and 2 ohm is connected here, therefore this is our node V3. Therefore you can consider this is V1, and you can consider this is V2, and you can consider this is V3. Now see here, so the second step, we need to consider what? V reference equal to 0. So for any given circuit, we have only one reference node, that reference node equal to 0. That means what is your ultimate goal here? You need to find V1, V2 and V3, and also power delivered by 5 ampere current source. Clear? Now what is our third step here? We need to apply KCL at node 1 to get, we will get equation 1. Apply KCL at node 2, we get equation 2. Apply KCL at node 3, we get equation 3. Now see here, this voltage source is connected between what? Two nodes, V1 and V2. Therefore, you cannot apply nodal analysis. You should apply supernode analysis. Clear? So can I apply KCL at V1? So before apply KCL at V1, what I should do? I should consider current is leaving from that node. Suppose here current is leaving to this branch I1, and current is leaving towards this 3 ohm resistor, that is I2. Now current is leaving from V1 towards this branch. Now when coming to here, so what is the current? Suppose if I consider this is the current, how to write? Current is always I equal to V by R. So here I can write V1 minus V2 minus 10 by, what is the resistance? So you don't know the resistance of this particular branch, so you cannot apply KCL at V1. Now even if you apply KCL at node 2, towards this branch is fine and this branch is fine, you can write resistance, voltage by resistance. You already know current, direct current here, and you can know voltage by resistance towards this branch. And when coming to this branch, once again voltage by resistance, you don't know the resistance, so that you cannot apply KCL at V1 and V2. So what you have to do, if you cannot apply KCL at node V1 and V2, so by using V1 and V2, you need to form what? A super node. So how to form super node from V1 and V2? Simply connect V1 and V2 like this. Okay. So if I connect, now I need to apply what? KCL at this super node. So before apply KCL at super node, what I have to do? Consider current is leaving. So I already consider I1, I2, and this is my I3, and this is I4, and this is I5. So if I apply KCL at super node, what I will get? I will get I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 plus I5 equal to 0. So you know, right, this is my assumed current direction, but your actual current direction is also same. So I can write what? Plus 2. So what about I2? So 3 ohm resistor, one end V1 is connected, another end V3 is connected. Therefore V1 minus V3, of course V reference equal to minus 0, but it doesn't change anything. I'm not writing V1 minus V2 by 3. So what about I3? So this one. So one ohm resistor. What is the current flowing at 1 ohm? One end of the 1 ohm is connected V2, another is V3. So V2 minus V3 by what? 1. So here I4. So see here, this is my assumed current direction, but actual current is flowing in the opposite direction. Therefore, this is my 5. Okay, minus I5. So what about I5 direction? So 5 ohm resistor, one end V2 is connected, another end V reference is connected. Therefore V2 minus 0 by what? 5 equal to 0. Now you need to simplify this one. What is the LCM? 5 into 3, 15. So you can write 15 into 2, 30, plus if I write 15 here, what happened? 3 ones and 3 fives. Okay, 5v1 minus 5v3. So if I write 15 here, that means, okay, 15v2 minus 15v3. So if I write 15 here, what happened? 5 15s. Okay, 50 plus 25. Okay, minus 75, plus if I write 15 here, 5 ones and 5 threes. Okay, this is what? 3v2 equal to 0. Now you always need to write what? V1 term, V2 term, V3 terms and constant. So 5v1, so that's it. You have only V1 term 1, 5v1. And what about V2 terms? 15v2 plus 3v2. Okay, 18v2. And what about V3 terms? Minus 5 and minus 15 what? Minus 20. Okay, minus 20 V3. Okay, so you have plus 13 and minus 75. You will get what? Minus 45. If I'm taking to the right hand side, it will be plus 45. This is my equation 1. So 5v1 plus 18v2 minus 20v3 equal to 45. So this is the equation I have get after applying KCL at my super node. Now see, can I apply KCL at V3? Of course I can apply KCL. Now you need to consider that before apply, current is leaving to the each branch. So here we have considered I5, therefore this is I6 and this is my I7 and this is my I8. So if I apply KCL at V3, I can write I6 plus I7 plus I8 equal to 0. Clear? So I6 means what? So current is going towards V3 home resistor. One end V3 is connected, another end V1 is connected, V3 minus V1 by 3. So I7 means what? One end V3 is connected, another end V reference 0 is connected by 2. Plus I8 means what? One end V3 is connected, another end V2 is connected by 1 ohm equal to what? 0. So what is the LCM here? 3 into 2, 6. Okay, if I write 6 here, 3 ones and 3 twos, therefore 2v3 minus 2v1. So if I write 6 here, 2 ones and 2 threes, therefore 3v3 plus 6v3 minus 6v2 equal to what? 0. So as I said previously, you always need to write V1, V2, V3 terms. So here what? You have minus 2 V2 means what? Minus 6v2, and V3 means what? 3 plus 6, okay, 9 and 11 V3, okay, plus 11 V3. So do you have any constant terms? No, it is what? 0. So what is our equation 2? Equation 2 is what? Minus 2v1 minus 6v2 plus 11v3 equal to 0. So you need to find v1, v2, v3. So in order to find 3 unknown variables, you need how many equations? Linear equations? 3 equations. So you get 1 and 2 equations. Then how to find third equation? Of course, by using the super node you can find it. So how to write v1? How to find the third equation? The voltage difference between v1 and v2 is always equal to what? 10. Therefore v1 minus v2 equal to what? 10 volts. This is my equation 3. So I already explained that why I am writing v1 minus v2 equal to 10. Why not v2 minus v1 equal to 10 in my previous video. So you already know 3 videos, and you can find v1 equal to what? Delta v1 by delta, and v2 equal to what? Delta v2 by delta, and v3 equal to delta v3 by delta. Okay, so if you know the determinant of delta v1, delta v2, delta v3, it is very easy to find what? V1, v2, v3. So how can we write delta v? So v1, v2, v3 coefficients from equation 1. From equation 1, v1 coefficient is what? 5 and 18 and minus 20. Now from equation 2, v1, v2, v3 coefficient are what? Minus 2, minus 6 and 11. So from equation 3, v1 coefficient is 1, v2 coefficient is minus 1, and this is my 0. So if you find the determinant of delta v, okay, the determinant of delta v is 93. Okay, just for time saving I am writing 93. So if you don't know how to find the determinant of delta v, v1, v2, v3, so I already explained in my previous video. So how to find V1, V2, V3 by using Cramer's rule for 2 by 2 matrix and for 3 by 3 matrix. So I'm suggesting you that to please watch that video so that you will understand how to solve this matrix form. Okay. Now delta V1 means what? So instead of V1 terms, you will write the constant values from equation 1, 2, 3. So from equation 1, constant is 45. From equation 2, constant is 0. From equation 3, it is 10. So the remaining V2, V3 variables are same. 18 minus 20 minus 6, 11 and minus 1, 0. Now see, you just compare delta V and delta V1. So the difference is what? Only this one. Instead of V1 terms, I have written constant and remaining everything is same. So the determinant of delta V1 equal to 1275. Okay. Now how to write delta V3? Delta V3 equal to what? Now instead of V2 terms, I will write constant values. Constant values 45, 10, 45, 0 and 10. So the remaining V1 terms are same, 5 minus 2, 1, and V3 terms are also same, minus 20, 11 and 0. Now you just compare delta, sorry, this is V2. Delta V2 and delta. So instead of V2 terms, I have written constant and remaining everything is same as delta V and delta V2. Okay, the determinant of delta V2 equal to what? 345. Okay, clear. Now, how to find delta V3 here? Delta V3 equal to, now instead of I3 V3 terms, you will write what? Constant values from equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. So the remaining V1, V2 terms are same, 5, 18 and minus 2, minus 6 and 1, minus 1. Now you just compare delta V3 and delta V. So instead of V3 terms, I have written constant values and remaining everything is same. So the determinant of delta V3 is what? 420. Clear. Now see, we need to find what? Delta V1, V1, V2, V3. So you already know the formula of V1. What is V1? Delta V1 by delta. So if you submit delta V1 by delta, the voltage equal to what? 13.70. Okay. So delta V1 means what? 1275 by delta 93. You will get what? 13.70. Now V2 equal to what? Delta V2 by delta. If you submit this one, the V2 equal to what? 3.70 volts. Okay, this is 3.70. Now for node voltage V3 equal to delta V3 by delta. Delta V3 is what? 420 by 93. Okay, if you submit that one, you get 4.51 volts. Okay, now see here, by using Cramer's rule, we find node voltages V1, V2, V3 from linear equations of 1, 2, 3. So here, what is our aim here? We need to find node voltages. That is completed. Now what is the next thing? We need to find power delivered by this 5 ampere current source. What is the formula for power delivered? P equal to what? VI. Okay, what we need to find? Power delivered by 5 ampere current source. That means what is I? 5 amperes. Okay, now instead of I, can I keep 5? Of course. Now what is the voltage between this branch? So here, you know, this is our voltage, right? V2. Okay, this is our node voltage V2. So V2 how much? 3.70. So you can keep 3.70 into 5. Therefore you will get 18.6 watts. Okay, this is what? Power delivered by this particular current source. Suppose if you want to find what is the current flowing at this 5 ohm resistor, so what current is flowing? I5. So you can write current flowing at 5 ohm resistor V2 by 5. So you already know what is the node voltage V2, and if you write 5, if you calculate this one, you will get current delivered to this 5 ohm, current flowing at this 5 ohm resistor. So if you want to find what is the current flowing at 3 ohm resistor, you will write what? V1 minus V2 by 3 ohm. It's very easy. Okay, once if you know the node voltages, you can find any other unknown parameter in the circuit. The only difference between node and super node analysis is, if you cannot apply KCL at any two nodes, or if voltage source is connected between two nodes, then by using the two voltages V1 and V2, you have to form super node. okay, supernode. Then apply KCL at the supernode. Before apply KCL, current is leaving from that supernode. That's it. That is the only difference between nodal and supernodal analysis. I hope you understood this concept. So thank you so much.